Welcome back to the next episode of Beyond the Pine. We're here with our boys, DJ and Sam.
Hey, we're boys.
Jamie's part of the podcast too.
And Jamie's here. I'm sorry, he wasn't sitting down. My brain didn't register it.
Jamie, are you gonna sit down on the sandbag connected to the light pole? What are you doing?
Dude, what if Jamie was just doing fucking like striptease shit the whole time?
What if he's just
Jamie,
making laps around the light pole?
You have to do striptease shit the whole podcast right there, and hold the mic.
You're gonna go in the background.
I need you to take your shirt and pants out. Do you understand?
Oh no, he's actually okay. Thank God, he's just getting a chair.
No, you're right.
Okay, so we just wanted to open up with welcoming you guys to the podcast, and obviously James is here, Steve's here.
Hey, everybody.
Steve's here.
But before anything,
Yeah.
fuck what you guys are up to. TanaCon real quick. TanaCon and Lad Podcast. But I just want to go over what happened because I watched the Shane Dawson video. The result is, spoiler alert, if you're interested in this
Do you need
shit.
more room, Jamie?
All good, dude.
Do you guys know at all? Like, does everyone kind of have a rough idea what happened?
Real quick,
Rough.
Shane's videos are so fucking
I'm
good.
gonna go over.
I think
Go
Shane
watch
Dawson is
those
so funny.
right now. He's really
Been
turned
consistently
around.
funny throughout the course of his entire career.
Oh yeah, dude. Like in this new series he's doing where he's like doing like feature focuses or like I don't know, he's kind of being like a channel doctor for a lot of people who are. Or I guess
he's fucking killing it too with
He's
views,
doing a great
man.
job.
That's crazy.
Good for he deserves it. He's an OG YouTuber. He's got a great
Yeah.
personality. He's
Like,
a little
there's a
cutie.
reason he's been there forever at the top. At the top.
Yeah.
What happened to Fred?
10 years. Oh.
Dude, what happened to Fred?
He
Well, he had a TV
Nickelodeon
show and
shows.
failed.
He had 2 TV shows on Nickelodeon and movies.
Well, once puberty hit, what's he gonna
Same
do?
thing with
Once that
Michael
voice
Cera.
hit
Yeah.
baritone.
Michael Cera.
Puberty hit. Dude,
Wow.
have you seen him now?
No.
The-
Grossest man alive.
No.
I saw
No way.
I saw a video the other day, a table read back when Seth Rogen was still planning on doing the Jonah Hill role in Superbad, and Jason Segel was his friend, Michael Cera's character, and then Martin Starr was McLovin.
Weird.
Yeah,
What?
and the only one of those
Wow.
that still kind of worked, was I could still see this movie.
Martin
as
Starr?
Martin Starr's
Yeah,
McLovin. I was
I'm
like,
glad
yeah,
because
that
Martin
works.
Starr can do anything.
I don't
really
want that to
can.
happen.
By the way, welcome to the podcast. This
Hey,
is
having
Sam
us
from
again,
Only
boys.
Stupid Answers, the greatest podcast better than ours.
Greatest podcast better than ours.
Someone trying to get in the fucking door. Who's there?
We're rolling.
Who's there? Look at this.
I didn't hear anyone at all. I'll be honest.
I think it was just in my head.
I like all the
That's fair.
cages.
I'll go over the TanaCon stuff. So real quick.
Yeah.
You guys know.
Why do you
about
wanna
the-
hear
So no, so my understanding of TanaCon is, forgive me, this is rude. A young woman had issues with VidCon.
Yeah,
and
they,
last year
they kicked her out or
she
something.
threw
and
a fit in the
yeah.
form of her own convention.
Yeah.
and she's like 19.
Well, she's old enough
And
not to.
Yeah,
do
she,
these
I think
kind
she
of
might be
things.
20.
Shockingly, a 20-year-old is not the best at putting on their own convention.
Very
Surprising.
true. Well, she wasn't even the one doing the majority of the planning. She was just kind of there like, I want this, I want that. Make sure security's good. Make sure there's enough food and water for people. Like, she was just giving her thoughts and opinions on what she wants. And then she hired this guy, Michael, from a company called Good Times. But really, that guy was just a mama's boy with tons of money from his parents.
He was a trust fund kitty.
Yeah, trust fund kitty, basically.
A mama's boy.
He was a mama's boy.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone loves his mama. And end of story here basically is that nobody tried to scam anything. They were just both really ambitious and too young, like you said, to be able to do this. And they signed contracts knowing that the hotel could only hold at one time 1,000 people, max capacity. But they said that the hotel told them that they could have more people. That's just a rough like guideline.
Yeah.
But they had, 10,000 or 5,000 people show up. But they also did sell 5,000 something VIP tickets and like 200 free tickets were given out when they were only going to sell 1,000 VIP tickets for $65 a piece.
Yeah.
And 4,000 free people were going to go. So
But the whole event got shut down.
The whole event got shut down because
Nobody could go.
too many people went.
How much does that guy owe?
Essentially, he owes, because he also signed a document saying, with this ticket company, saying if anything goes wrong and people need their money back, he's financially responsible for
Whoops.
4,000 times $65 a piece.
That sounds $800.
300 and something $1,000. He's
Jesus
now
Christ.
contractually obligated to sign.
Kids at home, read
mean,
this stuff
to,
before you sign
give
it.
back.
And if it's going to cost you a significant amount of money, have a lawyer, buddy.
And he knew. Here's the thing.
Write
He
the
knew.
check
He's
yourself
just like,
before you
it's
wreck
going to be
yourself.
great. They were just way too ambitious about it.
Yeah,
He
man.
signed a document saying it can only hold 1,000 at a time.
Okay, we're here to talk about movies, kid. But before we
No,
talk
we're
about
not.
movies, we actually have a sponsor for the podcast. Jamie, hook it up, baby.
I got you, Ben. Here we go.
Ben?
Revving up, Ben. Friends and family, we have a problem as men where 66% of us tend to lose our hair by the age of 35.
Sam?
Check it out.
Sam, don't even play, dude. I am so jealous of his hairline. So, folks, if you want to keep that hairline and if you want to maintain those gorgeous locks for the rest of your life, you can hold on to that hair because once it starts going, it might be too late already. It is a one-stop shop for all of your hair loss needs, and you do not have to go to a doctor like I have spent my entire teens doing to try and find any help whatsoever. They have well-known generic equivalents to name brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair, and they have no snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements, and prescription solutions are backed by science. And as somebody who has been using these solutions, I can vouch for their functionality. They do work, I promise. There's no waiting room. There's no awkward doctor visits. You can save hours by going to 4hims.com. It's so easy. Answer a few quick questions and a doctor will review and prescribe you some products that are shipped directly to your door. So folks, order now. Our listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. So just see the website for the full details. And this would come in at hundreds of dollars if you were to go to a doctor or pharmacy. I can promise you that as somebody speaking from experience, this gets expensive, and this is a much cheaper way to do it. So go to 4hims.com/pine. P-I-N-E. That's FORHIMS.com/PINE. Pine. We appreciate you.
So
Killing
thank
it.
you, Hims. Before we get into some movie discussion, thank you guys both for coming.
Thanks for having us. This is a dope set.
Yeah.
We've been on I've been on your guys' podcast before, and I don't remember what movies we talked about, but
It was it.
Shawshank.
oh yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
We should do an episode on Shawshank.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Shawshank
No?
Dimension.
I only saw it recently. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. I haven't seen like the Godfather movies, which you were talking
Oh,
about.
I finally just watched The Godfather.
I haven't seen
Godfather
them.
Part
Can we
2. I
talk
don't
about
plan on
movies
watching.
that we've all seen, or at least the ones we talk about?
Well, we're
that-
talking about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom today.
You
That's
can't
a-
give any spoilers because I haven't seen it.
Oh no, we're going to have to.
We're gonna
you
have.
cannot.
Dude, we're really gonna
First
have
off,
to.
no spoiler in that
cannot.
movie matters at all. It's not a good movie.
Besides
okay,
the
I
end.
don't care then.
It's not a good movie.
I'll take your advice, and
It's
I don't
just,
care.
it's like you're going into it just expecting it to be fun. That's all
Have
you're
you
going to get out of
seen
it.
the first Jurassic World?
Oh, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see The Lost World, Jurassic Park 2?
I think so.
The
Was
San
it the
Diego
with the
one.
The
Yeah.
balls.
No.
That's Jurassic World.
That's Jurassic
No, we're
Park.
talking about
Is that the one with the
Original-
That's Mousetrap, the game.
balls?
Yeah.
When the gas station, the 76 ball falls down in San Diego, and
Yeah.
the T-Rex eats a
And
bulldog.
then the ape on the building.
no, Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, you've seen this movie. Yeah, you've seen this movie.
Have you seen the original trilogy, Lost with the,
Yeah.
with the Lost World?
The original like Jurassic Park.
There's the original
series?
Jurassic Park. There's the Lost World, and there's Jurassic Park 3 with the Spinosaurus.
I feel. In the water. They fall in the water and shit.
Sure, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen this movie.
Yeah,
you've
I
seen this
think
movie.
you've
It's
seen
fun.
it.
So
Yeah.
first it's a meme.
Yeah.
But I have seen this movie.
Yeah. If you,
Spoilers? Seen this movie.
basically, this movie is the last Jurassic World and Lost World.
Yeah. So basically,
Yeah.
spoilers don't matter for you because you don't care about the series anyway.
I do. I just don't remember the series. I just don't remember the last.
Literally,
two
this
ones.
movie was not. This was probably the lowest on the low for me for all the Jurassic Park
Yeah.
movies.
It's painful a little bit. It was. I've never been in a theater where people laughed like just didn't laugh. Like it was painfully quiet
Really?
the entire time.
Oh, dude, there were no funny parts.
There were
Listen, man.
no. There were like funny parts. They were
Oh, there
written
were funny
down.
parts,
Yeah,
but-
and they
Yeah.
had a person who screamed.
On the script, there's a line that said "funny"
Yeah.
next to it.
Here's our one person who's for
They
funny.
have a cue card.
Yeah,
Laugh.
laugh right
Did,
now.
theater.
Did Trevor, whatever his name is, direct this one?
No,
He didn't. Okay.
this guy
Yeah,
did.
J.A. Bayona.
Yeah, he did a movie with Guillermo del Toro.
What
Orphan.
was it? Crimson Peak?
No, the
No,
Orphan.
but I
that
do like
movie.
Crimson
Oh, he
Peak.
did The Orphanage.
Yeah.
Crimson Peak was
Oh
a good
man,
movie.
you think
Yeah.
he could have done good on this then? Because Orphanage was great.
Listen. I like
sad.
this better than the last Jurassic World.
I have to say,
What?
This
Yeah.
movie had the best opening from any Jurassic Park movie I've seen.
But it was so dumb. There's so many dumb things that happen in this movie. Like, okay, so they're on the island, and the guy's like, "We gotta open the gate so the fish don't get out, or they get the bones, or whatever they need
Oh,
to
yeah.
do." And then, but the guy's using a wireless tablet, so he could have done it from anywhere in the park.
No, the signal is strong. You've been out in the wilderness,
No.
right? You can only find that one spot where the
that makes
Wi-Fi
sense if
works.
that's what they were banking on.
wireless?
It was so stupid.
Why
It
would
was
they do-
So dumb. The point of the movie
The
is
Wi-Fi's out.
Yeah.
it pokes a hole in the entire point of making those movies. They like play with the ideas like if these animals were in danger, you're supposed to help them out, and it's like I don't know, man. It's like a cheap. You grow those things in your house. Should you really like have like a moral problem if
It's
it
like
died?
exotic animals that people, they get too big for the owners. You throw them the fuck out.
Yeah.
You don't keep it.
We've done that since the dawn of time.
exactly.
It's just mind-boggling to me that they will make the dinosaurs the heroes when that's like they're not making decisions for the people's benefit. They have the T-Rex that on constant occasions like whoop whoop, it's me, the T-Rex, to kind of save your life. And it's like you're not a hero. Why are you? Why are
It's
you?
like Godzilla, man. Godzilla comes in, he's wrecking the city, but he's saving the day.
That's true.
How
He's a
has
guardian
one of
of
the
the earth.
dinosaurs been domesticated? How is somebody not riding them?
They did. That's the whole point of the first movie.
They remember with the motorcycles. That was the whole point of that movie.
In the first Jurassic World, he rode his motorcycle through the jungle with raptors on his side, all charging.
All on their own motorcycles.
I mean, like someone riding on the dinosaurs, though.
No, that's
We'll get
just
there.
sad.
No, we'll get that.
That's too much.
Jurassic World 3. Jurassic World 3. Compared to this movie, that's not too much. Jurassic
I
World
want to
3
see a
will be
guy on
getting
the
that.
top of a T-Rex.
Oh, Jurassic
with
World
like
3.
little reins going.
So the direction they're taking this, well, we'll talk about that later, but I think that's actually going to be really cool, especially if they bring back Trevor.
Does it make any sense though? Like, does it actually make?
No.
Does any of this make sense?
No, it doesn't make any
Unless
sense.
they do like everyone got diseases.
Oh, like a Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, that's the only way they could ever do that.
Wait, why did they ever go to the
dude.
Jurassic Park?
So I'm not going to talk about the ending just yet.
It's fun.
But there were moments in this movie that I thought were actually really cool. Like I really thought the Indoraptor was cool, although it was one of the worst. It didn't do anything. Like it killed people that were, just like mingling and shit, but it did not. It slipped so many times.
It was still a work in progress, prototype.
And that's
It was
the
a
weird
prototype.
part.
That's why it's so twitchy.
So in the very beginning, they brought the bone up.
Yeah.
How did they make it a dinosaur that quick? Because they needed that bone to make that dinosaur,
Science.
You, I didn't think about.
Wow. I haven't thought of that.
That was
either.
mere hours between things. Yeah.
Have you heard about? Have you heard about CRISPR? Let me tell you. No.
We saw Rampage too, so we got a lot of.
How was
things.
Rampage?
Oh, dude, I want to.
I heard that was violent.
It is. It's
for
weird.
it's
what's Rampage?
tonally. It's like straight up a little kids movie, but shockingly violent.
There was like a really bad wolf scene, right?
A lot of people die. Like a lot of people.
Is
die.
it gory?
Yeah,
it
at
flirts
sometimes.
with being gory. Yeah.
Director?
Jurassic.
Who did the Rampage?
Good question.
With The Rock, where they're huge action movies.
Oh yeah.
I actually
Big
think I
gorilla.
saw it. I just remembered that.
Seeing Rampage.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized would make these new Jurassic World movies better if The Rock was in them.
The Rock has a habit of picking like B+ movies
Yeah.
and
Oh my God.
making them C+ movies because he's in them. Like there's something about him
I
that's
was
so
laying in
likable.
bed with Alyssa last night because we were dating, and I was laying down next to her, and
Humble brag.
it was very quiet. And then I turned over to her. I was like, I wish The Rock was in every movie because it's true.
Yeah.
I wish. I mean,
Nobody's got a problem with The Rock.
Yeah.
imagine The Rock
worst.
in place of Daniel Day-Lewis, and There Will Be Blood.
Oh my God.
No. I'm
gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that
see
movie.
it.
I would see
I'd see it, but I wouldn't like it.
Would you watch Jingle All the Way too if it starred The Rock?
Oh, you're goddamn right.
What
You guys
about-
remember that movie?
Watch it.
What about No Country for Old Men, but in the role of Sugar, The Rock?
Which one's that one?
The
See the
hitman
one
with
with the
Yeah.
Call it.
Boom.
Call it.
I did see Rampage, and it completely slipped my
It's fine.
brain. That's so funny. That was
What's that
funny.
other,
That movie was pure sugar.
I just saw another movie recently that I will definitely not remember by tomorrow.
What's that?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, because we can't
We'll talk about it.
We
We'll talk
can't
about
talk
it.
about
Was
it.
there another recent Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie that he played? It was a comedy.
Jumanji.
No, not
Jumanji was
It was
fun.
like about
You know what?
they were parents and they were
Jumanji makes me
their
angry.
kids were having a party or having sex and stuff.
John Cena.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, John Cena.
That's
that was horrible,
cock
dude.
blockers.
I think that's the best
Blockers?
compliment John Cena's ever gotten. Like, what was that movie? The
That was
Rock
horrible,
in?
dude.
Thank you
They're
so
both
much.
wrestlers, dude.
What movie was The Rock in? That wasn't The
Okay,
Rock. It was
well-
John Cena.
John Cena should never do that again.
Okay, I know that
John
movie.
Cena
Seen
can be funny.
Cockblockers?
Yes, I saw it.
I
So
enjoyed it.
I
did enjoy
So
it.
I enjoyed it too,
Yeah.
but it was so bad.
Dude,
like,
John Cena
so
was the
bad.
worst person in that whole movie. Everything he said was like, he felt like he was trying to be The Rock, like have these like big muscle man funny moments and like good acting, but it was like, dude, you're playing to the camera too much. Stop being a YouTuber.
That's so weird because he
Holy
was
shit.
so good in that movie with who's the comedian that steals jokes? What's her name?
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck.
and
Yeah.
He was so good in
He's
Trainwreck.
the best
That was
part of
fun.
that
He was the
movie.
best part of
It was
that movie.
fun.
He was so funny, and his body was so gross.
And
But
who was
John
the other?
Cena's body?
Oh, dude, it's so gross. You see him like almost fully naked. He's just so blocky.
Okay, I was thinking
He's
that
like a
too.
Minecraft
It looks like
fucking
he's.
muscle man.
It looks like it's painful for him to wear clothes. Like he can't like move around fully.
Dude,
to,
you
like,
know
do
there's
stuff.
double XLs, right? You don't have to wear mediums.
No, he's.
You know there's bigger clothes.
Well, he's shaped like a
right?
Dorito. There's no way for a polo to fit
So
him
to
properly.
actually tie this back to Fallen Kingdom,
Yeah.
that movie it had a surprising amount of gore in it.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple moments where I was like, oh my god.
It's Jurassic Park is a weird franchise because the sillier it gets, simultaneously the more violent it gets. Like it started with Lost World. Like I just watched that for the first time recently, and it's way more cartoony. It's way more cartoony than the first Jurassic Park, but it's
rip a
also
guy in half.
and he's not just a guy. He's like a genuinely. It's not like a villain. It's not like
He's
the
like a
end of the
good
movie
guy.
villain punishment. It's a super nice dude that we just have ripped
and he
in
was
half.
trying to help them too. He was trying to lift them off of the cliff, and he just gets fucking ripped in half by two T-Rexes.
Yes, but I want that RV that they had. It had like 4 sections to it, and it was like a train.
That's how he wants to go camping. He wants to go to Big Bear in that 4-tank RV.
This movie, or all the times that those gory moments happen in Jurassic Park, really, I hope that after this series is done, they reboot it in a gritty R-rated Jurassic Park kind of series, because that would be so dope.
Originally, James Cameron was supposed to direct it, the guy that did Terminator, Aliens, and all that stuff.
one? Oh, yeah.
He can do a sequel,
for Jurassic Park.
Oh.
And
That'd be fucking cool.
He was going to do like Terminator, Aliens, like an R-rated, whatever. And once he saw Steven Spielberg's, he's like, that was 100% the right decision. Make it a kids movie. Make it something that kids can go to. And being a kid that saw that movie and like Dinosaurs, I agree.
Jurassic Park has perfect pacing. The original is just, it's unbelievable to every single scene. You remember every single thing from it. Now, that could just be because I was a kid and I have nostalgia. But
that's the same one with Lost World, because it's like it has a lot of problems. Like a lot of stuff doesn't make sense in it. Like,
critics just were bummed out about that movie at the time, but I loved it.
No, he pointed this out because he watched it recently. When like the big boat that has a T-Rex and the baby T-Rex, like they crash, it crashed into the dock. You realize that something on board ate the captain, but the only dinosaur on board.
Velociraptors on
it was just a big T-Rex.
How did they get up there? It had to be the baby.
The reveal is they walk into the captain's cabin, like the whatever captain's.
Maybe he abandoned ship.
Yeah, and his arm is severed and hanging on the wheel,
there were
and it's like
cannibals on the ship.
What got in here?
Like, he super glued his hand to the thing. He cut it off with an X-Acto blade. And then he left.
Yeah, what we don't know.
It's like putting a brick on the gas pedal.
There was a whole subplot where the captain wanted to like get out of paying alimony, so he's like, "This T-Rex is escaping, eating people. This is my chance to fake my own death." Cuts off his arm.
That's the story, I believe.
He has a happy ending.
Oh yeah. If he didn't get eaten by a shark, he'll be fine.
I feel like those movies they're just a bundle at now, because like the first one, maybe the second one, they're like genuinely good movies, but like ever since then, it just feels like they're just a bundle of moments. Like, you know what I mean?
Like
there's just
a Snyder movie.
So what's like your favorite moment from any like Jurassic Park movie?
Favorite moment from any Jurassic Park movie?
Just like your favorite moment, because I feel like that's the best. That's the best thing we can get out of these latest 2 movies. It's like cool moments, but there's not really a movie in there.
The bird cage scene from Jurassic Park 3.
I hate those birds, dude. They're so annoying. Like, they're so boring.
I love that part, because there's a side character who's been carrying a parachute with him the entire time. They're like, why? You never know. And then like just so happens he gets to a place where there's birds, and like
he had the best intentions. Some of the worst things that have been done with the best intentions. That's my Alan Grant impression.
Wow. That's pretty good. Sam Neill. Good.
If you're talking about the first Jurassic Park, I think my favorite moment actually might be from Fallen Kingdom. When it's in the trailer, when they're in the ball trying to escape the stampede and they land in the water, and there's like this single take moment where they're just trying to get out of the ball as dinosaurs are falling in on them. It's just a really cool like sequence.
Oh, so I hate that sequence. Here's why.
Okay.
And I talked shit about this months and months ago, and I think Jamie knows where I'm going to go with this. It's so like, okay, so the volcano's exploding.
Yeah.
Now you have these pyroclastic flows. That's the smoke. That is upwards of 3,000 degrees.
Yeah.
And you've got Chris Pratt being engulfed by a pyroclastic flow.
Yeah.
And in the trailer, I was like, assuredly he dies.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm
Cooked.
like, of course he's not going to,
Yeah.
so I can't see this movie. I saw the movie. He survives the pyroclastic flow unscathed.
Yeah.
He's perfectly fine. It's like when I got in my car wreck and I was perfectly fine. But that's a pyroclastic flow. I could not have survived that. I can survive a lot, clearly. But not that.
Seems like a fucking cockroach. Yeah. You try to kill this motherfucker and he's perfectly fine. You can survive a nuclear Holocaust.
It's nuclear. That's
That's a nuclear?
Oh, no, you said nuclear.
Ha, nuclear. Proven right again.
That's just one of the many moments that just frustrates me. But there's one thing, and maybe we shouldn't talk about the ending of it yet.
Yeah.
But
Do not. Let me
if there's
watch
anything
it.
else you guys want to say before...
I will say that the ending, at least it didn't end like every other one where it's like, we're just going to leave the island for dinosaurs. At least something else happened.
Yeah.
I thought it was really stupid, like super stupid.
So
like,
it's pretty
so
clear.
dumb.
It's pretty clear the next movies, they're going to be in the whole world. All the dinosaurs are going to be with people and everything.
Cool.
It would be cool. But
Trust me, how you get there is real dumb.
This movie was just
dumb.
it was only made to get there. That's the only reason for this movie, was to have like how do we get that
The next
situation?
movie's gonna be good.
here's the thing that's really frustrating, though. You have in Jurassic Park, it's a miracle that they were able to procreate. The dinosaurs were able to procreate, whatever. it was like a mutation in 1 in a million chance. You have like 13 or so dinosaurs escaping at the end there, all going around the world. There's no way they're not just going to have animal control. They're pop, and just kill those.
And then military, simply.
Yeah, we're the military. Yeah. And there's no way they're not going to be able just to finish all those animals off and just bring them back to a cage. And then suddenly one of them's able to procreate, right? And even then they're just like, they made one. Pop, and then they shoot that one and bring it back to their cage. So I think, what's the Asian doctor's name?
I know it's BD Wong who plays him. I don't know what the character's name is.
So it's probably something related to that in the next movie where they have dinosaurs besides the ones that are released.
Well, they set it up in this one where they were like, they had, I won't say what the scene is, but they kind of alluded to that there is a big militaristic purpose for the dinosaurs. But
it goes wrong.
I guarantee.
Shocking.
I guarantee that's already
absolutely. There's going to be a giant field of incubating eggs that you don't
that all
know
have
about.
AK-47 strapped to their chest.
But they're only just going to
be a comedy scene where the guy guarding it's watching the thing and he's playing his fucking Game Boy or something and the eggs start hatching and
then it gets eaten. Yeah,
and he's dead. Yeah.
And somehow Blue's going to save the day.
Yeah. It has to. It's the only one that's good. Man, there's a lot of editing in this movie that doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, in Family Guy, they would big shout out to Family Guy, but there's always they make fun of action movies where there's 3 cuts of the same scene.
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It would be it'd be like there'd be an action scene, a moment, and then cut to a different angle of the same scene, cut to a different angle of the same scene, cut to an angle of it's so painfully bad.
With a what kind of action scene? Like a running scene?
Someone basically a fake out and someone falls into a hole. You get 7 different angles of that thing falling into the hole from below, from above.
They're that was a $300,000 fall. We're gonna get fucking coverage of it and put it in the movie.
I couldn't believe they did this for the scene with the Indoraptor on top of the roof.
They did it. That was the second
3 shots.
Yeah.
And they did it earlier too in the same movie. It was so stupid.
They didn't repeat it for each scene or each cut, right?
They repeated it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They fucking repeated it.
It's the same. It's the same shot. It would just cut back.
Yes. It was the same Indoraptor.
We got it. We saw it fall.
Okay, see, I still thought it was ridiculous when it was just a couple different shots of this one take.
That would even be better.
Now
but still
I'm
bad.
Yeah. Well, it's all done on a computer. So the camera probably wasn't even rolling for that.
So the fact
I'm just upset. You're right.
They rendered out 3 different CGI scenes of the same thing just to have them cut. Who thought that
Each of those were 2-week renders.
How much of a say does this director get?
Well, here's the thing, man. This movie's made all the money. So we can complain about it all we want.
It works.
Yeah.
They are already making the 3rd one.
Yeah. But it's Jurassic Park. What wouldn't have worked?
Yeah.
I have to say, at least Americans are smarter because the domestic box office was much less than Jurassic World because people have already lost interest. Fuck you, international. Fuck you guys. You guys are ruining Jurassic Park.
No. I love you guys.
No. We only have a few people who watch for the internet. I think the rest of the world's just called international.
Here's my thoughts with the whole Jurassic Park thing. I think if you've already brought dinosaurs back, you've already gone through the legwork of genetic engineering, all that shit. I say you go for it. You go big. You add zombies. You add aliens. ChaosTheoryComic.com.
Gosh, how would you do?
Why the fuck not?
What would that story look like? Tell us more, DJ.
So I did a comic last year called Chaos Theory, right? Zombies versus dinosaurs, and the conceit, the seed of the idea was, you guys seen the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead remake?
Yeah.
I love them.
Ends. They try to escape the zombies by sailing to an island, right?
Yeah.
And my thought was, what if that island was the Jurassic Park?
What if that island was the zombie?
So they go to escape the zombies. They sail to an island. It's an island where dinosaurs have been genetically engineered. Clash of zombies and dinosaurs. This technology that unfortunately created zombies also was used to bring dinosaurs back from the dead. And
it's so great.
Yeah. So it did really well. It sold out 3 printings.
When did we get a print?
I should have brought some.
I mean, they
Damn
did,
it.
they did Cowboys versus Aliens. They can do zombies versus dinosaurs.
Boom. Oh, I did it. And so,
Cowboys
and then,
versus Aliens.
What do you call it?
It's Chaos Theory, Zombies versus Dinosaurs.
It's literally zombies versus dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's literally
so cool.
zombies. And then in that, spoilers for the one shot, it's revealed that the tech that created all this stuff might have come from aliens. So in the sequel, which I'm crowdfunding right now on Indiegogo, ChaosTheoryComic.com.
Link in the description.
Boom.
Said it, Jamie.
Our heroes, to try and solve this apocalyptic situation that's going on, end up running into aliens and shenanigans.
Do you have a white male lead?
Wow.
I do not actually.
Oh, it's not gonna do well then.
Yeah, probably not.
Can I be like the guy who's a stoner on the side, who's watching the security cams?
Yeah, no, actually, you know what? There's a tier where people can get drawn into the comic.
That's so
and
cool.
if you don't want to get drawn
I
into the
will buy
comic,
that tier.
it's on there. Yeah. So either you guys can get it, or if one of your fans wants these boys to be drawn in it, you can pick up that tier as long as I can get permission from the
Everyone
person.
just buys us.
Everybody should pool their money and make sure that
Here's
Sugar
the
Pine
one
is
thing
in
I
it.
can guarantee: if you're drawn into the comic, because there's a few different versions. So you can be a zombie, or you can be a survivor. If you're a survivor, you will die.
I'll be a zombie.
Yeah. Boom. So there. So
Can I
there
be
you
the
go.
lead zombie?
If you're drawn in the comic, if you get the
Clay is the theory of chaos theory.
money. Start to take it.
That's what I like about you guys is that you're critics, I guess technically that you would kind of classify you guys as like movie critics,
Sure.
or what, entertainment critics in
yeah,
general.
we like
But
talking about movies. Yeah.
You put your money where your mouth is though, because you guys don't just say like this is good, this is bad. You actually
Yeah.
try and make your own shit.
Yeah.
People are. That's what frustrates me about the
Us.
YouTube scene. Well, was that people are always like this sucks for this reason or whatever, and it's like, well, I want to see your fucking podcast or
Yeah.
your TV show or
Well,
whatever.
what happens when you make The Woods and you criticize that constantly? And
Well,
then
you try.
We'll make
Most-
something
yeah,
better.
what I'm saying is
and
most
you're just
people
saying that to yourself.
Most people don't try, and I think
Yeah.
the fact that you guys actually go out and you make shit is really fucking admirable.
So you guys are in the same boat. You guys made The Woods. You're trying to make stuff. You know what I mean? And
tried.
We love comics. We've loved.
We're gonna do another one day.
And so I wanted to give a shot. I really like my artist. My cover artist is
Oh,
Tom.
he's great. Yeah, I've seen the drawings. and all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
it's so
it's.
good.
I've got a really and
It's gotta
there's
be expensive.
you. That's why I'm crowdfunding because it sure ain't cheap.
Yeah.
I got some prints from Derek Robertson, who co-created The Boys and Happy, that show on Sci-Fi.
That show's so goddamn
yeah.
good.
So
I wrote the screenplay, and it has a monster in it, and I've been trying to get a artist to do a concept art for it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I had to back out because it was like $1,000 a drawing.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. It's
Well,
unbelievable.
I mean,
Concept art is so
you're
expensive.
paying for a
Well,
really
no, it
expensive
was like a
artist
movie
then.
artist.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like there are artists that will do like $50 per design.
But they're so shitty.
Yeah, you
No,
get-
they're not. Not all of them.
There's
A lot of them are
artists
just, a
out
lot of them
there,
are trying to
dude.
find their way. Yeah.
There are
There's a
starting
lot of
artists,
amazing
but you also get what you
starting
pay
artists.
for.
But that's
so
such-
you have to.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And
so it's one of those
I know
things.
that's true because I was part of the Halo community a long time ago, and there were some of
Halo.
the most talented editors I have ever seen, and they were making Halo montages, spending months on them for like $50.
Well, that's because they're perverts.
Oh yeah, they were perverts. Yeah.
Perverts are always cheaper.
Perverts are way
They're
cheaper.
Always looking for work.
Back to Fallen Kingdom real quick. Is there anything, is there anything you guys liked about the movie?
like
The
that one.
dinosaurs looked cool.
The Indoraptor was cool.
Yeah, the Indoraptor was cool. That one sequence was cool. I think it was a more confidently directed movie than Jurassic World.
it's definitely a by committee kind of movie. You
I
can
mean, they
feel
all
that.
are.
Yeah.
All the big studio stuff are. It's rare that you get something like, I feel like one of the most recent examples where you can kind of feel the director shining through is Black Panther. You can feel
haven't
that
seen it
tension
yet.
between Ryan
Really?
Coogler being Ryan Coogler and Marvel being like, hey, this is how we make movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's rare that you get a Nolan where he just gets carte blanche to like, yeah, just do whatever you want
Yeah,
because
I
you
have
make us so much money.
I have a friend who just got into that system and stuff, and it's been interesting to see how like well, I haven't talked to him in a while, but when he was talking about getting into it, it was like there was definitely a
Oh, was that
team
the one
of
that did
people.
Death Note?
Yeah, and it can feel difficult to like put your creative
I like that movie.
input into it. I love that. That's
Yeah.
I thought
like
it was
'cause-
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that movie, but it's interesting. I think the secret is the most gifted people are the ones that can take an awful note and turn it into something great. Like, for example, my big go-to is the Batman the Animated Series guys. Love that as a kid growing up. Holds up. Go back and watch it. They were given a note like, hey, Buffy's doing really well for us. What if you gave us Batman if he was a teenager? Which is which is an unequivocally awful note. Like because it was basically like, give us Bruce Wayne as a kid. What would that be like? It's Gotham. It's awful.
He's not Batman yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Simply.
So what they did is they made Batman Beyond.
which is fucking
Batman
brilliant.
Which is
Beyond was
amazing.
It's some of the
amazing.
best
Batman
TV.
Beyond was fucking amazing.
I ain't never seen it.
dude.
They took an awful note.
Wasn't a big
missed out.
cartoon guy.
They
Dude.
took an awful note
I
and made
forgot
something
about
dope
Batman
out of
Beyond.
it. Yeah,
dude, like this is the first time I've heard this in the past 10 years. The words Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
and I went,
it's great.
yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Batman Beyond.
People have been bouncing around making a feature out of that recently,
Yeah,
right?
we love it.
When somebody attached that,
They better
it was-
bring back those Burger King toys. I want
yes.
the watch back.
I had those.
Seems like I don't want to watch that movie unless I get them Burger King
Who would be your
toys.
like fan pick for directing it?
Oh, that's tough for a Batman Beyond.
on time.
Who's the guy that did Blade Runner 2049?
Danny Villeneuve.
Danny Villeneuve.
Yes, why not? Throw his name in.
Why not?
Yeah.
Damn.
Why not? It'll be 3 hours
I
long.
saw that movie, right?
Sicario or Blade Runner?
That one, Blade Runner.
I mean,
2049.
both are done by him, so-
I loved it.
I saw a tweet. That
Sicario
could have
was
been months
fucking
ago that I saw that you
incredible.
tweet that, but I saw that you did see that movie.
I had an issue with
Twas
Sicario.
months ago.
At the end,
You want to do this
Are you talking about the first Sicario or
yeah.
the new one?
No, the first one.
First one.
At the end,
Yeah.
when he, like, you know how he says, like, if you ever point a gun at me again, I'll kill you. And
Yeah.
then at the end, over the balcony, he points a gun, and then he walks away. He should have killed her. Or she should have killed him.
Yeah.
Well, he made a conscious decision not to. And we have a sponsor, actually, another one.
Speaking of killing people.
And our second sponsor is Mint Mobile. And Kib's been using the SIM card that they've given us. The big in big wireless stands for a lot of things. Big contracts, big bills, and big secrets. What companies like AT&T and Verizon don't want you to know is that there's a way to cut your wireless bill down to just $15 a month. Introducing Mint Mobile, the game-changing company that's taken everything wrong with big wireless and made it right. Mint Mobile is proving to millions of Americans that getting your wireless bill doesn't have to be the worst day of the month. It is for me, easily. So Mint Mobile makes it so easy to cut your wireless bill down to just $15 a month. You just use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan. You can keep your old number along with all your existing contacts. Is that what you've done?
Yeah.
So you have all of them?
All my contacts.
You deleted me, though. You deleted me. Well, is that on purpose?
You were not an existing contact.
So you can choose between 2, 5, or 10 gigabyte 4G LTE plans. No more paying for unlimited data that you'll never use. Every plan comes with unlimited talk and text, so you can safely annoy your friends and loved ones. And if you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has you covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee. Outfox your old wireless bill and start saving with Mint Mobile. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month and get free shipping on your Mint Mobile SIM card at mintmobile.com/pine.
Cool.
Thank you, Mint Mobile.
Thank
for
you, Mint
sponsoring the
Mobile.
podcast.
I-N-3.
What were we talking about right before this?
What is this?
That's a dick.
we
I was
had-
gonna say, you know what
Someone
that
sent us a
is.
dick.
That's a pee-pee, baby.
That was
I don't know about the feet though.
No, it's
balls.
just
balls.
Those are the balls.
that was a little fan gift.
Yeah,
I-
he's
I
been
like
working
that.
out a
He's
little
had
bit.
a couple vasectomies, and he's lost some,
You guys want a
Couple.
tootski?
some
No,
girth
good,
You want to try
thank
a
in the
tootski?
balls area.
James has pink
You don't
eye.
need to,
Oh,
man.
dude, that's it. I ruined it right away.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we
James
had
has
a,
fucking pink eye.
Okay.
You were
dude.
saving that for the whole show.
God damn it. Okay, so James was supposed to be here because, he's a big movie buff. He'll never watch this. He has good taste in movies. We always have good opinions. But always. He messaged us yesterday morning, and was like, I can't come into work. And everyone was like, oh, poor guy's sick. I have pink eye, I think. And that's obviously, I feel bad for him.
I think
Obviously.
he said, he's like, I have horrible fucking pink eye. I can't even open my eyes.
Yeah.
He said.
Yeah.
So that's obviously a horrible thing. But what funnier disease is there to get? Like, that's such a funny illness. And if I get it, obviously everyone will feel bad for me.
No, I'll laugh.
But that's such a funny thing to get.
Well, I told him sitting on his face wouldn't be a good idea, but he
Yeah.
made me do it.
Do you want to
He's been-
explain to people how you contract pink eye?
Well, no, James had to sit on his own face. James found a way to sit on his own face.
James removed his ribs
Yeah.
and his spinal cord.
He
It was a
did
good bit.
It was
Yeah,
a good bit.
it was a good bit.
It was a good
Yeah.
bit. We didn't catch it on camera.
We all laughed.
But it was
Yeah, we all laughed at it. We
So,
were
yeah.
impressed. It was a lot of commitment.
We called him brown eyes for about a week.
Yeah.
So like he
That's what the Van Morrison song is about, actually.
he had to do this thing like so.
Brown eyed girl.
Imagine this: has his spinal cord removed. He has all his ribs removed, and he's lifting his ass up to his face.
Yeah.
And he's opening his ass,
Imagine.
and it's like,
He gives
and
it
it's
a
like,
smell. And it's rotten. It's rotten.
And he's like,
and he's mad about it. He doesn't like it, but he has to.
Yeah.
You think he could have done something about that
and
before
that's
that
him
happened?
licking and eating his own ass.
My name will forever be attached to this conversation.
Jamie,
here's
Jamie
my-
licked and eated to eat his own ass.
And here's my
Dear
here's my
Mom,
James impression.
I've been well since.
Here's my James underwater impression. Help!
Every week we have.
You should hear. Here's my there goes impression underwater.
Okay.
Help! What do you guys think?
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's pretty good.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
We do
good.
impressions. On
Really paints
Yeah.
a picture.
We have a club, so if you guys do impressions, start
Excellent.
underwater, start on land, work your way into water.
Oh, cool.
That's how
Yeah.
we do things.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys? You have a segment on your podcast where you talk about what you're into this week. So is there anything, not to steal from your upcoming recording, but what are you guys into lately?
I'm about to start watching Queer Eye because everyone.
Oh my God.
So there
Great.
we go.
The first episode made me
that.
ball, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've seen
I
a couple
cry every
clips that have
episode.
made me a little, and I'm ready to
I
cry.
forgot you're weak when watching.
Oh, so weak. I could have teared up in Jurassic World if it was like a little bit better. There were some sad moments in that movie. I'd be
they're
like,
just
they would have
bad.
gotten
Like
me.
that close up on the girl's face at the end.
That scene when you like reveal what the girl, like her backstory or whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted at one point when she stepped down, like she'd pull up her pant leg and you saw like raptor legs or something. Like I wanted to be like, she's transforming. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was like original. That was an original pitch for Jurassic World, was to have human dinosaur hybrids.
Amazing.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, come
The
on.
one fucking pervert was fucking the dinosaur.
Worst
Dear
twist
Mom.
in that movie ever. Worst twist possibly in any movie ever. And here's a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear this, it's a shitty movie.
Cover your ears.
The fact that she's a clone,
Daddy said
That added nothing.
It made sense though.
I thought it was
If you
kinda
made-
neat,
If you
actually.
could clone
Yeah.
dinosaurs, why would you immediately make a park and not try to use it for medical purposes
It
and then
made
sell
sense,
the
but,
medical
like,
purposes?
It went nowhere. It was just to make her feel bad. They just set it up so they would have an emotional point.
Yeah.
Where he was like, "Don't she know what she is?" And then they're like, "Aw."
Yeah.
And that was
she's like, I'm like them, and it's like, no, you're not in any way.
yeah, exactly. And she
They eat
and,
people. Like immediately, seconds upon being released, they eat at least 3 people.
dude. Another
within seconds.
Yeah, easily.
I am a cannibal. I like them.
And it's all these workers there who are the militants. Like, that's just their job.
Yeah.
That's just their fucking job to keep them in line. Like, they weren't hurting people. Like, their orders were keep them in a cage, and not the dinosaurs, the people. They're like, go put them in a cage, and then they're like, yes, sir, I'm getting paid. And then suddenly, and they're just all eaten.
They deserved it.
You need to know before you take those jobs dealing with like alien creatures or dinosaurs that you're definitely fodder for when they break out. I wanted a scene in Fallen Kingdom where when all the dinosaurs are breaking out, somebody would be like, "Shit, how could we have possibly seen this coming?" What has ever happened?
There was
when
no
we could
indication.
There was no indication. Like, when have these dinosaurs ever broken out before and eaten
I think in this
people?
world there's 2 failed parks, 2 whole failed parks.
At least 2, and it's debatable whether Jurassic Park 2 and 3 are in it. If that's the case, then they've got at least 4 examples of like, hey, maybe this is a bad idea.
And
Here's
what's
a movie-
crazy is that it was only Jeff Goldblum who was like, maybe don't.
Yeah,
Like,
I think-
it's just him.
I think that might have been a mistake too, opening with Jeff Goldblum being like, yeah, you should let the dinosaurs die, because I was immediately like, yeah, he's right. He's 100% right.
They need that silky trailer voice.
That awareness as well, I think, is probably something people wanted to go like, yes, do that, but then they
Or at
don't.
least have who was Sam Neill's character in the first Jurassic Park?
Alan Grant.
Have him, or better yet, Laura Dern. Have her be like, no, we should save them. So you have like, I care about Jeff Goldblum, but I
Laura
also
Dern's
care about
still
Laura
alive.
Dern.
She actually, they were both in the 3rd movie, but Laura Dern didn't want to come back for a lot, so they shot all of her scenes in a hotel room,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then she never came back.
Oh, dude, speaking of, okay, here are 2 movies, and I'm going to pitch these to you guys
Okay.
that I think would be great. One is a very gritty Jurassic Park movie, and it is the story of, in the 3rd movie, obviously that's not a great movie, but when the kid survived on that island for that long,
Yeah.
that's a great movie right there in and of itself. It's
Yeah.
almost as, like, the same thing with the first scene of There Will Be Blood. That's its own movie, basically, but they just, they didn't make that its own movie. It's the story of his struggle, but that's in itself its own movie that could be made when he's crawling back to survival, like to the town. But that story of that kid who's on an island surrounded by those dinosaurs and how he survives, that's like Hatchet.
With dinosaurs.
That's
Oh,
such a-
whoa, deep
that's a-
cut. I remember Hatchet. No, I haven't thought about Hatchet.
We all had to
fucking
read
movie.
Hatchet.
Yeah.
Movie number 2, Hatchet's the story of
the kid who like crashes in the wilderness, he has just a hatchet and he survives.
Yeah.
wow.
All those survival stories, Hatchet, Castaway,
Yeah,
are
Castaway,
just big
obviously.
examples of how I would
And-
100% die in a situation like
Yeah,
that.
and
Whenever
people
they're
are
like,
thinking-
"Oh, I know what to do," I'm like, "No, super
And
dead."
Wow,
with that
Tom
movie-
Hanks can do all that? Nah, I can't.
And with
Yeah.
that movie, like the kid surviving on the island, not Hatchet, but the dinosaur movie that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
People are probably thinking, like, if you're pitching this movie, they're like, well, who's going to die to the dinosaur? Clearly the kid survives. Who's to say he doesn't meet someone from the lab or people that are on the lab that have survived as well? And those people that have gotten wiped out over on that island. There's the story there. Movie number 2.
Yeah.
It takes place right before Aliens. It's the story of what happened to the crew or all the people on LV-426.
Yeah.
And that would be a cool movie when they all, like, because all the aliens end up underneath the complex at the very end. But all the story of, like, when they first discovered the alien there and
Yeah.
it got attached, the face hugger got attached.
I'm a
to the
little
face.
worried about that because it's a little similar to the sequel to The Thing, where it's like, what happened to the other base? And that movie wasn't great.
Oh, was that the other? That was the newer one that came out? That was the other base?
2010.
Yeah.
Was that at the
Those-
same time?
It was right before the John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, dude, I
Because you
thought
see
that
the
was just
dog
the
running
remake.
away. You haven't seen The Thing.
I haven't
I
either.
know the
We should watch
bits
it.
of
So
it.
fucking
Let's watch
good.
it together.
It is hands down, in my opinion, the best horror movie.
That's what
ever
everyone's
made.
saying.
Really, The Thing?
Oh,
Yeah,
what's the
The
thing
Thing.
about?
Silence of the Lambs over
thing.
here.
It's the
That's
Antarctic
good.
base.
That's good.
But not
Where
as good.
there's an
Well,
alien that can shapeshift, and it's them like trying to figure out. Kurt
never seen
Russell's
The
in
Thing?
it.
I haven't either.
Oh my god!
You and I are the only ones that have
Basically
seen The Thing.
every
How old
like,
is so good.
It's so amazing.
70s.
70s?
He is in the 70s.
I liked the
feel like
original.
it sounds familiar.
I like the original
Probably.
thing that much.
You probably have seen a lot of imagery from that movie is used in most sci-fi. And
I even
horror
like the
movies.
remake.
Yeah, the remake. I haven't seen the remake.
Oh,
Nah.
don't. I liked
Don't,
it,
but I like it,
It like
yeah.
ruins the idea of it for me. It's the same reason I don't want to see Incredibles 2.
No, but it's so good.
Oh, I haven't
No,
seen it.
dude,
It's
it's,
not gonna-
it's like as a
it
movie,
will.
it's better
Promise.
than the
No.
first one. There's more.
I agree.
But it's
I
not
think
dark
that-
like the first
it's
one.
not dark like the first one. It is more family friendly. Like, well,
it tackles a lot of really heavy
there a guy
topics about
committing-
like
oh, no, it's the
someone
first one.
becoming like a stay-at-home
Guy
parent
committing
and just
suicide.
trying to be supportive of their significant other, and also it's like there's and the action in the movie is really good, and
It's
I don't know, we
actually
did a whole
really
episode.
fucking good.
Highly
I
recommend.
loved The Incredibles 2. I went out going like, yes, and I watched the first one the day before I went to the theater to watch the second one,
Nice.
so I could compare it.
Really?
Yeah, and it was fucking great.
That's
I
what
want
everybody
like
keeps
another
telling
one
me.
now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they added some high school stuff too, where like they did just enough in high school to make you like enjoy that and not be
Yeah.
like, okay, this is pandering to kids like
Yeah.
for high school stuff, which obviously it's a kids movie.
Did
but,
you guys know that next year is going to be the biggest year for movies that have ever existed?
Why?
How so?
There's Toy Story 4, Jurassic Park 4, or whatever the newest one is. There's going to be,
Wait, the Jurassic World, the other one's coming out in a year?
I think next year, yeah.
Wait, are you talking about the
dude.
meme that came out?
Godzilla 2. There's so many. There's Infinity War Part 2.
Are you sure?
Yeah. There's so many movies. It might not be Jurassic Park. That
It
one.
sounds right. I
But
mean, there's a
there's
lot of
another
movies.
I
Spider-Man
saw a
movie
meme
coming
and
out
it was
next
like all these like fucking it was like Disney or Pixar movies coming out next year, and then one of them wasn't. So I was like,
There's
oh, that's
one
false
movie
then.
I could care less about, or I couldn't care less about, and it's also two, because I didn't think Spider-Man Homecoming was that good. I actually thought it was kind of a bummer.
Sam is hurt.
All the jokes were shitty, and it felt really contrived. But one movie even that I care about even less, also Tom Holland's an amazing Spider-Man though.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
It was great.
Is Ant-Man. Dude, those movies.
Yeah, they can
that
suck my
idea
fucking ass.
sucks my ass.
Ant-Man.
Wow.
The Wasp.
That pink eye's
Ant-Man and the
spreading.
Wasp.
Dude, it looks so bad. The trailers for the new one look so bad. The first one was just okay.
Yeah, and it was like I saw the first one as well.
Here's what could have made
and
the
I
first
didn't
one
hate
cool.
it, but I hate the idea of it.
The first one
Fucking Ant-Man,
Dude,
come on! Did we run out of superheroes to make movies about? Come on!
Hey.
First one would have been
He's
cool.
small, big sometimes.
They originally had Edgar Wright directing the first one. He was supposed to
Yeah.
direct it, and that would have been so cool.
You can't prove
Honestly,
that.
here's the
Yeah,
You can't prove that.
may or may not be an
kinda
unpopular
can't.
opinion. I don't know,
No.
but like, I love the actor who plays Ant-Man. Did not want to see him play a superhero ever. Didn't need that.
Why? He's got his
Here's what I'll
abs.
say. We're
Do
actually
another
gonna,
movie.
We're
No,
gonna
he got
be-
abs.
We're going to
Do
be talking
Angry Man
about
3.
Ant-Man and the Wasp on our next episode, which is probably actually up by the time this goes up.
Yeah.
You guys
This
saw
will come up next
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Was it good?
This comes
Oh,
out
can you
next
talk
week.
about it?
But you
Next
guys, like, I
We'll
know
have seen
Sam's
it, but
really into like
I really
superheroes.
like the
When?
first Ant-Man.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I think the first Ant-Man might be one of my favorite Marvel movies, just because I think part of it has to do with like expectations of like Spider-Man has the weight of not only what Spider-Man means in the comics, but the fact that I still think Sam Raimi's first two Spider-Man movies are two of the best superhero movies ever made.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So Ant-Man
Yes.
doesn't have any
Your
of
arms
that.
are so long.
Yeah, they're so long, dude. He
And-
didn't
and
move.
so it was just yeah. It's like
Extended
So I thought the first Ant-Man. I think Paul Rudd is hugely entertaining. I love the heist
love
movie
Paul Rudd.
aspect of it. The villain is one of the weaker ones.
I was gonna say
And-
that's my main issue is that the villain is just the same thing they always do. Which
Well,
is
Marvel's
like,
gotten better at
it's just
villains,
it's the main guy, but bad.
Yeah.
I didn't need Paul Rudd to be a superhero.
But he's
It was
so
a fun
good.
idea
He was
when it was
good.
the Edgar Wright pitch, where it's like Edgar Wright's doing a superhero movie. He wants to make it a comedy, but also a heist movie because you got
Yeah.
Baby Driver as a response to that he wrote that during that. But I enjoyed the first one because. Yeah, my expectations were so low, and then rewatching it, I'm like, it's just light. It's a popcorn
It's
movie.
very light,
You're not going to
yeah.
leave there with like a lot of heavy ideas, but it's like, hey, there are some fun set pieces, like when they fight in the suitcase. It's like they
Yeah.
can throw the phone at each other and like the car keys.
The fight in the girl's bedroom.
Yeah, where they're throwing toys at each other, and it's like it's fun.
That's what I liked about Fallen
It is
Kingdom.
cool, but
The toys?
When they shrunk and they fought in the girl's bedroom.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Yeah.
Sorry, real quick. My favorite thing about Fallen Kingdom is that the villain, the dinosaur Indoraptor, is
Yeah.
able to go into smaller places, unlike the
Indominus
Indominus
Rex, yeah.
that was the only thing I liked about that.
You referred to the Indoraptor as the villain, and now I really wanted a scene where he's like in a bad guy chair with a cat, being like, "My master plan."
No, he's got like a
is-"
tiny human.
Yeah,
He's like petting.
It's who's the actor that was trying to sell
claws
him?
just-
Toby
Jones.
Toby Jones. He's got Toby Jones like, Toby, this is how we're going to conquer the world.
Have you guys seen the trailer for Suspiria, the new one?
Yes.
The remake.
Yeah.
Suspiria?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's-
my god.
yeah.
So they did a screening of it with like all the big directors and all that shit, and supposedly Quentin Tarantino saw it and he was like so emotional at the very end of it. He gave the director Luca a hug.
Have you seen the original Suspiria?
No, I didn't. It was a long time ago, right?
I borrowed it from my friend. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's a classic giallo, I believe Italian horror film.
It's supposed to be
Oh,
amazing.
you're looking at me. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
no, I'm letting at you because I'm specifically letting you know.
Dude, I'll watch that with
the
you any day.
gelato
Yeah.
Holy shit, I want to see it so bad. But yeah, Suspiria is supposed to be one of the best horror movies coming out
Yeah,
ever.
we'll have a movie night.
I'm so excited. Have you seen that Iranian horror movie Under the Shadow?
No.
Okay, I talked about it last
Learning
podcast, so I won't get into it too much. But that's what I'm into lately is
Nice.
that movie because it's such a
I'll
different.
text you later asking about it. So I can get the name.
So since we're talking about stuff that we're into, I recently watched 13 Assassins, which is a Takashi Miike samurai film. It's amazing. It's really amazing. It's a really incredible.
Right?
Yeah, it came out. I just caught. It's on Netflix. I think it came out in 2010, maybe earlier than that.
Wait, who's Takashi Miike?
He did.
That's a director. Right?
Yeah, he just
did the one
recently
about the
Sword of the
samurai that
Immortal.
couldn't-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done a lot of. He's done over 100 movies apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his
it's-
100th movie, I think, was that
It's insane.
Immortal.
And 13 Assassins it's a remake of a 1960 samurai film, and basically there's this warlord that's a huge dick and murdering people for no reason, and people don't like that, and so they're getting this group of 13 assassins to assassinate him. So the whole back half of the movie is a giant, like they're told he's got 70 bodyguards, and he shows up in the town that they've set up to ambush him. He shows up with 200. And so the whole back half of the movie is them trying to get to this guy, and it's really great, and it's interesting. It's one of the few times I found out some scenes that they cut from international American release that were in the original Japanese version. I'm like, you know what? That's probably for the best that they cut that out.
When are they making a new Raid movie?
They did the two.
I mean, those are good enough.
Yeah.
But
And then he was attached to like a DC movie for a second. The guy who directed those. But
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was going to
know.
do Deathstroke. He was supposed to do Deathstroke.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That would've been cool.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
He also did my favorite. Have you seen VHS 2?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I've
long
seen
time
VHS
ago,
too.
yeah.
The director that did The Raid, he did my favorite short in that, which is the
one?
one where they go to the cult.
In
Yeah.
like
Is that the
Southeast
same
Asia.
one?
Can you
Which is-
elaborate a little? There's so many. I have horrible memory in general.
So in VHS 2, there's only like 4 shorts. The third one, they go to a cult, and it's hard to describe.
Basically, you're exploring the campus, and you see like there's like kids being trained, and then there's an interview with the cult leader.
Yeah.
And then everything goes to shit real fast.
Is that the
I
same
think-
one with the girl with the split face, or is that the first one?
That's the first one.
That's the first
That's
one.
the
I
first
haven't
one, which
seen
is the
VHS
best.
2, man.
Which is the best one of VHS 1,
I love
which is
that one.
unfortunate
Dude, it was
because it's the first one.
Can I tell you guys? I actually
her?
was supposed
Yeah.
to be in that.
Really?
The
Split face
VHS.
The first VHS.
Nice.
I had auditioned for it, and I was talking to Neil Bruckner, I think, or no. I'm forgetting his name right now, but
Fuck him.
I was supposed to be because Adam was in that. He did the other one.
Yeah.
Adam Wingard did the in betweens for
Oh, is that-
VHS.
that
Yeah.
Adam Wingard.
Definitely.
He directed
the
Blair
in
Witch.
between,
Oh,
like
cool.
the actual story.
The,
that's
the
happening.
thing that stitched all the videos together.
Okay.
And I was supposed to be in that one, but I was doing The Walking Dead at the time and had to leave when they were shooting it. So I was almost in VHS, and that would have. Adam told me that if I had done that, I wouldn't have been able to work with him. So it was that's like this
Oh,
weird
damn.
connection that I have with
Interesting.
all that. But
Nice.
I remember
strange.
him telling me about that and being like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
That'd have been
Yeah.
cool. I would have loved to have seen you in VHS.
Yeah.
The VHS ones I never saw a VHS viral because I heard it was real not good. But VHS 2 is a great horror anthology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard good things. I haven't seen VHS 2. I know that Simon gets butt naked in it. The writer of Blair Witch.
Oh yeah.
Those are all on Netflix too.
Yeah.
There's another movie that's sort of like an indie horror. I forget the guy's name, but it's called Creep.
I think I've
seen-
heard
Oh,
of it.
I've heard of this.
There are.
It's with he's
I forget his
he was-
name.
He was in the guy. I think it connects back to Jurassic World.
Yeah, he's in the Mindy Project.
But he's also no. But I think
is.
it's also the guy that was in Safety Not Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, the actor?
Yeah.
Director Patrick
but-
Knack Bryce.
It's such an interesting. Well, actually, this is if I tell you what it is, it's going to spoil everything. But watch Creep, and then they also made a Creep 2, and there's a lot of nudity in that one, so that's really
Cool.
cool.
Because look forward to that.
But I found Creep because. Oh, sorry.
No, I just finish your thought. I actually now remember what I'm into, and I want to recommend a movie that's coming out soon.
The only reason I found Creep is because I really loved another movie called Creep, and
Mark
it was a
Duplass.
subway. Oh yeah, it was a subway British horror, and I thought it was. I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, and then I saw it a bunch of times later on. But it was like up there with The Descent for me for a while.
Nice.
Sounds
but-
amazing.
I have a big bruise on my arm.
You said Subway British horror. You've got a couple bruises actually. One on
I've
each
been doing
arm.
a bunch of office stuff.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of office stuff.
That's vague, but cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever, man.
I
We
had
don't-
to. Most of the bruises came from moving this cage because I had to move it because we
Oh,
had people
yeah.
coming to build a better podcast set for us.
Cool.
Speaking of
before we-
office stuff,
Hey, how
Before
come
we
we
get
don't
into
have
your
people-
recommendation, we actually
Oh.
have one more sponsor.
we do. And that sponsor today is Stitch Fix for men. Stitch Fix has reimagined the way we find and buy clothes. Stitch Fix understands that life gets busy, so just tell them your sizes, your favorite types of clothes, and how much you want to spend, and your personal stylist will pick out clothing for you based on your preferences. So you're going to look tight. You promise. You promise, I promise. Style. Some of us have it, some of us don't. But just because a sense of style seems exclusive and elusive for some doesn't mean it's impossible to attain. There's no time like the present to discover that style you never knew you had. And even you can, with a little help from our friends at Stitch Fix. Trust me, Steve needed it more than anyone. For the past year, he's been on Stitch Fix, and it's changed his life. Seriously.
It's changed my life.
Stitch Fix has reinvented how we find and buy clothes. Just answer some basic questions about your sizes, favorite styles, and budget right from your laptop, smartphone, or tablet. Your personal stylist then springs into action, hand-selecting 5 brand new clothing items just for you. Nobody else gets those, only you, unless they get the same ones. I know. A personal stylist sounds a bit like something only the rich and famous can afford, but you can too with Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix's style fee is only $20, which is applied as credit towards anything you keep. And since your personal stylist uses only your preferences to pick your clothes, you're still in complete control. Once your items arrive, try them on and only pay for the ones you want to keep. Don't like something? Need another size? Just send it back. No questions asked. And shipping is always free both ways. Returning, getting.
Returning.
Get your fix whenever you want, or sign up to receive scheduled shipments. The choice is yours. I love Stitch Fix. He loves Stitch Fix. We all love Stitch Fix. Hurry to stitchfix.com/pine, P-I-N-E, to get started now. Keep all 5 items in your box, and you'll get 25% off your entire purchase. That's stitchfix.com/pine. Stitchfix.com/pine.
Pine. All right, I got a recommendation for
Give
you
me that
guys.
recommendation, baby.
Coming out in December. There's a movie we got to see last year that's, because you guys were talking about horror movies, it made me think of one that is kind of a horror movie, more of a comedy / musical / Christmas movie. And it's all of those, and it's amazing. It's called Anna and the Apocalypse.
It's coming out this December?
It's coming out this
Is that like
December.
24? No.
No, they didn't pick it up, but it was in.
They bungled it on that one.
It's a Scottish movie.
Yeah.
I think Scottish. Yeah,
Oh.
and it's just balls to the wall fun. It's so
You've
so
seen it
good.
already?
It was at Fantastic Fest last year,
And it was amazing?
Yes,
It was great.
and the whole cast was there, and they had like zombies show up, and then they did live karaoke with like a band that you could go up and play any song, and the band would play with you, and they did a couple songs from the movie, and it was so much fun.
It's
and
great.
Oh my God,
So
that
keep
sounds
an eye out.
amazing. I need to go to Fantastic Fest.
You should. It's this year.
100%.
It's in Austin.
When do you get tickets?
They're not available yet, but you can look to get in press
I will
passes.
easily be going.
There you go.
I will
Awesome.
easily be going.
Yeah, it's in Austin.
There's speaking of
Oh,
musical
yeah.
movies, there's one that's coming out, and it's not a guilty pleasure because I heard it's going to be fucking amazing. It's with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah. It's a
It's
remake
called A Star
of...
Is Born.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah, that looked
I haven't
good.
seen that. What is it?
It's if you see the trailer, like it gets you fucking pumped. I'm so pumped because Lady Gaga was like, I don't want to do any acting unless you really guide me through it and make me a good actor. And Bradley Cooper's like, sure thing. And Bradley Cooper's voice is amazing. Like he
I
sings
didn't know
in
he
it.
could sing.
Oh, and all the critics that have seen it so far are just raving over it. They're like, oh, Lady Gaga's gonna win an Oscar.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
which
so
is
cool.
insane. Yeah.
Wow.
I like her a
Pumped.
lot.
But she asked for help before going. Couldn't we all do that? Couldn't we ask for help going
Bradley
into a movie?
Cooper.
I
think the people who don't
you're
are the
Lady
ones who don't
Gaga-
get
It's cool that
Oscars.
she cares that
if you're-
much.
Yeah,
You know,
If you're Lady Gaga, you can. Yeah.
Lady Gaga can ask for anything.
Have you seen the trailer for
She asked for
Beautiful
the-
Boy?
No.
No.
It's sadness porn basically. It's Timothy
favorite.
Chalamet?
that one
hero.
is the son of Steve Carell, and
Oh, yeah.
Timothy's going
Oh,
through
yes.
like drug addiction, and it's just them being amazing actors with each other and trying to be like a good dad, getting his son out of like a bad situation, and the son like rebelling. Also, he's kind of like in a spiral downward, and it just looks so sad, and I cannot wait to cry in that theater. It's
I'm
gonna
a crier,
just
too.
shoot out of my eyes. That happened at Fantastic Fest last year. It's my favorite movie. The whole thing. It was so good. It was called
The Witch?
No. I mean, you kind of want to cry after that one because it really.
That movie fucked me up.
Yes, but
Yes.
no, it was called 3 Football and Soul.
Oh, yep.
And it's basically Groundhog Day, but with suicide. And it's
I can't watch
wow,
Groundhog
man.
Day
Oh my
anymore.
gosh.
it's
I haven't seen it in a long
or
time.
any Groundhog Day movies.
Why?
this one's so good
It's just
though.
such a. It's a concept that I'm not that
You
interested
mean like
in.
an outdated sense of like comedy style? Or
No, I just I don't like the idea of it's because I don't like dream sequences and I don't like flashback sequences.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just
There's a fuck
that
ton of
idea
that.
just does not play.
Think
well
about
with me.
this though. This man wrote it, directed it, shot it, built the set in the back in his grandma's backyard, and edited all of it while working an IT job.
Well, the guy sounds like a fucking nerd.
I met him. Couldn't speak a lick English. He was from Japan. And premise is right now in Japan, or like over the past couple of years, there's been a problem of something called a life club, where people meet anonymously online to plan group suicides.
Oh my God.
Do it together.
Japan has a very different view on suicide than we do.
Culty.
Wow.
So he made a video about one of these groups, and something happens where when they try to kill themselves, somebody gets caught in a time loop and remembers it, and then another person gets caught in it, and then another person, and so it's 4 people.
What the fuck?
And the last person they're trying to convince not to be part of the pack because they think that's the reason why it's not working. But also it's a comedy. There's funny moments because you're like, after a while you can't figure out how to convince someone who does like to not kill themselves, even if they're like this close. Like they can't figure it out since they want to do it too.
That's
Jesus.
so crazy.
Yeah,
And when
it's real good.
And when they dive into why each of them wants to kill themselves, it perfectly encapsulates every reason why someone would want to kill themselves. For insurance, for depression, for guilt, like heart-wrenching
So
guilt.
it's like
or
it
social
plays on
pressures.
the idea much better than 13 Reasons Why, probably.
I don't want to watch that garbage.
God damn,
Reason Why
does
is
that
just
show
so
suck
shitty.
so much ass. And the weird part is I really liked the first season, and then I started hearing about all the reasons why you shouldn't like it, all the 13 reasons why you shouldn't like that movie or that show. And I started thinking about it, and then I watched season 2, and they just play on that idea of suicide even
Because
more.
like I believe suicide. This I could be wrong, but I read something online that the suicide rate
It's where you
went
kill
up.
yourself.
Suicide rate went up like a lot since that show came out. Because
Cool.
talking about it at all, it's like
You should talk about it, but it seems like it romanticizes
it romanticizes
does.
absolutely because it made people. I mean, I imagine it made people feel like they're that girl. You know what I mean? Like, and that subconsciously
Nobody
they
should be that.
like,
Nobody should be Hannah.
No.
Dude, her
nobody.
character is so lame. And those books suck.
Here's the thing: if you're feeling sad and you have those thoughts, you should go and get help.
Yes.
And it is your responsibility to figure out how to create a system that makes you feel can make you feel better and feel healthy.
Yeah,
and
that's
feel
what I had
Yeah.
to do this year,
And I
and it was
think-
a very tough, struggling path.
Yeah,
It's
and
tough.
I think
Jesus.
if I
This is a mess. It's a mess.
if I recall correctly, she does try to go get help, but like then everybody else is worse. There are people out there that can help you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They exist.
There's links
Yeah.
in the description. Please go talk to someone.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for popping by. Where can we find you? What can we?
What do you got to plug?
Yeah.
Easy peasy. You can go to onlystupidanswers.com. Actually, right now up on our YouTube channel, Only Stupid Answers, we put a teaser for a new project that we're launching in like the next 2 weeks. It's a new show.
Yeah.
And there probably will be more videos out soon explaining like all the details of what it's going to be. It's interactive, so people can like watch live, and it'll be up later. And there's like ways you can win shit when you watch. It's really, really cool. And new other projects. Just go to onlystupidanswers.com. You can find social there. You can listen to our podcast.
Their
Yeah,
Patreon.
Yeah, it has a
Patreon.com/onlystupid
link.
answers.
And let me pitch you guys.
It has. Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say here's why I appreciate what you guys do as opposed to other movie would you guys consider yourself critics or what is
We just like talking about pop culture stuff.
And that's
We
the
talk
thing.
about movies, TV shows, comics, video games.
and you guys have amazing opinions on movies. You really do. And you guys care so much about movies and you watch movies all the time. And not just movies, TV shows, read your little comics. But you do truly care about this stuff. And I've never heard an opinion from you guys where I'm like, that's wrong, because you'll always talk about it and make me feel good about myself and my ways too and what I think. But it's truly a show to watch if you're into movies and into pop culture and all of that. It really is great.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
That was really nice.
That was real sweet.
Thank you. What did you think about Mother? Let me ask you that.
James isn't here. We can talk about
I'm
it.
actually coming around to liking it now, honestly. And that's
I'm gonna get you all over eventually.
No, but I like the way it's shot and not much more.
There you go.
We've had that discussion the other day. I would like you to go to chaostheorycomic.com. All right. If you are coming from Sugar Pine 7, you can let us know in the comments on chaostheory.comic.com on the Indiegogo, and you guys will get a bonus postcard map of the United States in this world, because obviously zombies and dinosaurs and all that stuff, things have not been going great. So it has story details that I couldn't fit into the comic. As of this recording, we are over 80%. We're almost there. And the people that are into it are really into it. They're really excited. I think you're going to be really
Please
into it.
make this happen for DJ.
Yeah. So I think it's a really fun comic. I wanted to do something that I haven't been seeing in comics that I thought would be a really great comic. So go to chaostheorycomic.com and support there.
Support them, boys.
And also get us drawn into it, please.
Please. Also, there's a stretch goal that I'll draw my own comic.
Yeah, if we get
Write and
Dear
draw.
Sam, that's what it's called. And then open page 1, I am stuck writing page
Don't
1.
spoil it, 'cause they're gonna get it.
So
Mama doesn't like me.
I'm getting tired.
so if we reach our initial funding, the stretch goal is Sam is going to write and draw his own comics. Sam, how many comics have you written and or drawn? Yeah.
2.
So that'll be
yeah.
fun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2? 5 in the shape of a 0.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us. We really appreciate you. And yeah, so go check them out on onlystupidanters.com. Where can they find you in the social media?
At Sam Bashor.
At DJ Talks Trash.
Awesome. Well, folks, thank
And
you
he
for
does.
joining us for Beyond the Pine podcast number 40 something.
Number 46.
Is it 46?
Yes, 46.
Oh, we're getting close to 50. Maybe by then. Okay, so we get the new podcast set on July 20th.
Oh.
Know that.
We'll be close.
Yeah, that's actually by 50 we'll have the new podcast.
That's
set.
right.
Oh my God, it
Stay
might be
tuned,
exactly
friends.
50.
50th anniversary.
Maybe it's 49. Oh no, we should film a podcast before we have the final set.
We will.
We'll figure
Film
it
an
out.
extra.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you to Hims, Mint Mobile, and Stitch Fix for keeping the lights on. We appreciate you dropping by. And we'll
Thanks.
see you boys and girls next week. Bye-bye.
I love your show so much.
Say goodbye, everybody.
You guys are the best.
Say goodbye,
Thank you.
Thank you
everybody.
guys so much for coming.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Say goodbye, everybody.
And we didn't talk about SourceFed once.
No.
Now, Jamie, you weren't invited to VidCon.
I didn't want to go.
You didn't.
That's how you shut down
Really?
what you're going to say. So, Jamie, you weren't invited to VidCon. I didn't want to go.
It's a lot. I've been to tons of conventions and they're very, very stressful. We went to meet a few people for Gus's birthday. We had a little surprise birthday party for